I'm going to take you to find a secret quarry. Well, it's not too much of a secret, but it's a little secret place that you can't actually get into. But I'm going to take you and show you how and where, because when I find out, I'm going to let you know. And I'm also hoping to go down to an underground old war bomb storage area. I've wanted to go for a while, and I'm in Llanberis, and that's what I want to do. I'm going to go and have a look and see if I can find the way in. I've heard there's a couple of little entrances, and we're going to go and have a nose. And if I get in there, again, I'm going to show you how to. So you can come and explore and be adventurous and daring. Wish me luck. So first of all, I've parked there, and we've come across these yellow road barriers. So I'm guessing if we're not supposed to go up here, this is where we're supposed to go. Makes sense, doesn't it, really? There's also another road to the left up here, and lots of fencing saying danger and keep out and things like that. So we must be heading in the right direction. So funny, I was just wondering whether I was roughly in the right place, and I walked over towards the fence to have a bit of a nose and see, and I've just spotted a bloody big hole in the fence. So that doesn't look like the place I want to be at. It looks a bit overgrown in there, so I'm going to avoid that one and go looking for the next one. There's got to be another one around somewhere. The one I'm looking for is full of water and a lot bigger. So let's go rambling. Oh, I think I'm a little bit closer. We just come up the road 100 yards or so, and through a gap in the hedge, and we're on this little wasteland. And I'm guessing it kind of rings a bell, because I think I've been here before. Kind of rings a bell that there's some holes in the fence. Alright, making our way down this lovely little footpath. And there is a footpath here. It's not like we're walking around on an area we've not got a footpath, because there's definitely a footpath here. Fine, isn't it? I thought I'd been here before, but now I'm starting to think I haven't, because I don't remember this in front of me, and I don't remember this dead creature in front of me either. Look at this little poor little bugger has fallen down, and there's just a bit of remains left of him, and that'll be us if we slip and fall in here. I can see a very tempting entrance in front of me, so let's get going, eh? Come on, why not? Why not? Let's have a look. Not every day you get to go through a quarry cave, is there? There's water on this side though, so we're going to have to make our way through the underpants. Very nice. I think we're in the right place, so let's just got to get through these puddles and then we'll be alright. And we are in the secret quarry. This is your secret quarry. Yeah, now people do come swimming in here, they jump off the rocks and stuff in here. I would love to have a swim in there, but by God that gives me the creeps, because I know that it probably goes down hundreds of meters, and the water's really clear as well, so you can see the ledge going off into the abyss, into the darkness. But yeah, I think we've got a couple of photos here though. We've got some lovely reflections where there's no wind and it's all nice and still. So we've got some lovely reflection shots. We'll climb up onto that rock and we'll get the camera out. But yeah, she's a good little secret one. If you want to know where it is, it's all in the video. You've got to watch it all, and I'll give you different points to where you get in and how you get out, if we get out. So would you believe it, I've actually got my tripod out. I've not had this tripod out for such a long time, I almost forgotten how to use it. And the catch is all seized up on it, and I couldn't get it to move just now to get the camera to lock on. That's how long I've not actually had my tripod out and used it. And the fact it got soaking wet yesterday, carrying it around for fun. So my first photo is literally just a big photo into the quarry, massive, just an 18mm shot of the whole side of the wall with all the reflection, 50-50. Now I'm going to take two, and I want you to tell me, do you like the one that's got the polarizer off, or do you like the one that's got the polarizer on? Now obviously, if I put the polarizer on, you see through the water, which gives you more foreground and the rocks that I can see down in front of me, but you lose some of the reflection in the rocks at the background. Or I can eliminate the view through the water and you can see just pure reflection. So I'm going to put two up, A and B. Let me know which one you prefer. I think I prefer the one with the polarizer on, and you can see some of the greenage in the water. You've still got the reflection, but you're getting those rocks down below where you're cutting the glare out. I think I prefer that one. Got to be a photograph this way as well, looking back towards the far end, and this time having more reflection and the rocks underneath the water with this big boulder jutting out into the water. Now, this time of year, there's not a lot of foliage on the trees, but the foliage that is there is nice and green and fresh. Now, again, I can do two, one with a polarizer on, one with a polarizer off. The one with the polarizer off on this shot definitely doesn't work. So I'll take that first, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And then what I'll do is overlay the one with the polarizer on, and you'll see the difference, the transition to the way the glare disappears in the rocks below, and it just gives you that, all those boulders and slate underneath the water, and it's all nice and green as well. It's got a real good deep green tone to this, tinge to the water. It must be the green in the slate. But yeah, I quite like it. And we'll zoom in slightly and we'll just do one more with less glare again, and that rock's just pointing you into looking at the reflections. But yeah, this is a wicked little location. So I've just swapped out for the wide angle lens, and I haven't had the wide angle lens out my bag for some time as well. And I put it on, it was all misted up from yesterday's rain shower, or let's just say torrential rain. So I've just had to give the inside and the outside lens a bit of a wipe. But now the image is really crisp and clear and really sharp. I've gone wide angle because I wanted to show you the bowl that we're in, or the depth that we're in, and I can now see the top of the quarry in the actual photo, which is quite nice. And it's so wide, I've got all the rocks next to me as well, and it's really brought out those green tones in the water and the texture and all the rocks underneath. And there are some very small little fishes swimming around. There's no way I can possibly show you on the camera, but there are, down in front of me, some very small little fishes swimming around. So it just goes to show that nature and wildlife comes back to these places that were mined and quarried once upon a time, and this is all man-made, but there are fishes in the water. So I've changed position now. There's a natural rock, a bit of a pontoon style looking rock that leads out into the water, and I know a lot of people jump off the side, and looking at it, it looks like it's a sheer rock face that you're jumping into, because it instantly goes rock then black. It looks bleeding scary, to be honest. You probably, once you've done it once, you'll probably be fine, but I always got this fear that there's an old miner down there ready to grab your foot or something a bit weird. But yeah, the shots leading out, the photograph leads out into the quarry. I've eliminated the sky because I think the sky's almost in the way. I like the rock face at the background, I like the reflections, and I like this rock as like a key to the bottom of the image. It's on the third, it's sort of leading you the wrong sort of direction a little bit, but I've got to do three things. I've got to take three shots, because photograph one is the shelf, the rock face on the left, photograph two is more of the main reflection, and photograph three is the reflection on the other side. Now what I'll try and do probably is put the three images up on top of each other, just to show you what I mean, and a final one, because the polarizer is only eliminating the glare from part of the image. It's not very easy to show you, but I will put the photographs up because that will actually explain it. So the first one's going to be polarizer for over here on the left hand side, and then what I'm going to do is spin the polarizer slightly, turn that round, I think somewhere in the middle-ish, to get rid of any glare in the middle. And then I'm going to spin the polarizer around a little bit more. I think that's about the best I can do. I can't quite get rid of that peak of the shadow, the peak reflection, but you can see definitely the two images where there's reflection on one side and then not on the other side. So yeah, I know what I'm trying to do, but whether I can achieve it. Then I'm going to turn it all the way around off, because I've just noticed I'm getting a lot more reflection in the background. I mean, you might like the actual reflection in the water, but I particularly don't for this one. think there's one more I want from here. Now there's probably lots and lots of little ones that you could have, but I feel this, for me, it lends itself to the bigger picture. This is the quarry, this is the water, this is what was, this is what's been dug out, if you know what I mean, rather than these little bits that could be anywhere. The problem is, if I flip you around, you can see the sheen on the water suddenly disappeared because we've got this wind that's just whipped down. Over here on the reflection over on the side there, you can see there it's still calm where the rock's stopping it, but the wind seems to have come down and whipped down and just causing a bit of a ripple, which has got rid of all that reflection. And what I want is basically that one. So I want this big rock face with all the different textures going on up there, and I want it reflected in the water down there. A little bit of sky to show you the, you know, where we are, and over this side there's a little bit of greenage just there. So I want to get that little bit of greenage in it as well with a wide angle lens, but I've got to wait for that reflection to stop, or at least the reflection to come back, and then I should be able to get it. So let's just stand here for a moment and hope that wind's just going to lie just for a second, and then I can get the photo. But yeah, I just need to wait for it to disappear. And again, I'm going to do polarizer on, polarizer off, just to see the difference between the two, because the rock's in the sky area, so it's blocking it out, so you're still getting a little bit of sky. So we'll see how it works. So we moved away from the last spot because the wind just kept whipping around and just kept reflections going, so we didn't get the shot. So we thought we'd come down and explore and see if we can find a way through this prohibited area. Not sure I can find any way in whatsoever, but if there is a way in, then I might just go and have a look and see if I can find a way, but I need to find a way in first. That's the problem. I'm not sure where it is, so yeah, we'll have a look. The van's literally at the end of the path there, so we're in the same area. Yeah, we need to get down there. I can't go down a scree slope. That is one thing I'm definitely not doing. I want to climb down into that because I desperately need to go and see what's in there. I know there's nothing there, it's just graffiti, it's just a big hole in the ground, but I do like to go and explore a hole in the ground. We're not going down the dangerous way. I think we've got to go back out and down and come in from the bottom. I think there's a tunnel that leads you in, because I am not rock climbing or taking any obscene risks, and from here they just look risky. So yeah, let's see if we can magically appear back out on the road. I don't know how we're going to find a way back out, but yeah, we'll have a look. So we have suddenly appeared here. Look at this place. This is a massive concrete hole in the ground right next to Llanberis. That's literally just there. I can see the swans and the geese flying around in the lake. I can just see the lake and the little steam train over in the distance. This big massive concrete hole, this bunker type thing, is a storage base for missiles, bullets, rockets and that sort of thing from World War II, I think. If you put me right if I'm wrong, but this is where they used to store them. This is a military bomb storage place. How insane is that? And how cool is that? What we do need to do though is work out how to get down there and get in. Now, I kind of remember there's supposed to be a passageway or a tunnel or a path from over near Llanberis, and you can get in that way. Now, if I can't get in from up and around here, and I'm not going to take any risks because it is extremely high and really dangerous looking, but if I can find a passage down, I will. If not, hopefully I'll appear in there and show you what it looks like from ground level. There are some little trails down. There's some like arches down inside there, which will make a great sort of symmetry shot and, you know, a record shot of the area. It's quite exciting when you're doing these sort of things. And this is all sort of stuff I've been missing lately. There's a little bit of an adrenaline. Yeah, it looks sort of safe. Don't do this at home, everybody. Don't do this at home. Right, let's go and have a nose. Do I want to go first? Yeah, because I've got no walking sticks and I'm holding the camera. I'll go first. All makes 250 quid on you being framed, doesn't it? Let's see where we get up to. Ooh, and where we get down to. I'm old enough and wise enough not to make any stupid risks. I sort of educated risk of where I put my feet and where I go. So yeah, I am doing this cautiously, if you like. Oh, look at them arches. Look at them arches just there. Woohoo! They look exciting, don't they? You can't believe they shove bombs down there and hide them down there. We're getting a much better view from where we are now. We're at the end, looking back towards the arches which are there. So we're looking back, and that's a lovely shot, isn't it? Of you can see all the hillside and the quarry and everything, and it's just like, well, here we are, this big hole in the ground. Now, if I put a Google image up you'll see it's a big square right in the middle of nowhere. So I'll pop an image up on the side and you can have a look, but wow, that is some hole in the ground, isn't it? I'm guessing it's part of a quarry that they've just filled in. You know, maybe it had already been here and quarried out and they've used it because it seemed like a good idea at the time, but yeah, pretty nuts that is. We are getting closer, we are getting closer. Look at this for a shot, look at this. You've got all the walls, now we're going down inside the walls, but if you listen very carefully, I don't know whether my mic will pick this up, there is hell of an echo. Are you ready? Listen carefully. Hoo! Hoo! Wow! Woo! I'm not sure if you're picking that up, but there's definitely an echo coming back, and I'm sure it'll get louder as you go down. Hello! Oh my goodness. Once upon a time, that little dark hole was full of bombs. We're now down in the bottom. We're on the ground level. All we've got to do is keep our eyes open for anything unseen, like, you know, needles, glass, and all that sort of stuff, because I'm sure this place has been used for the obvious. And does it echo down here? Hello? Not as much as up there. I thought it might have been. It's obviously bouncing back through them tunnels. But we have got darkness. We have got extreme darkness. Dun, 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 dun. Hello? Oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I think this was one of the entrances that you could get into. I think this was the way in. You can't quite see down here, but yeah, there's definitely a doorway that's blocked up, so you shouldn't be in here. Cool, isn't it? Isn't it nice for me to bring you on a bit of an adventure? Haven't done this for ages, have we? Maybe we need to try and find a few more stupid adventures. It definitely works in my favour. Yeah, this was obviously the way in. There must have been tanks and military and all sorts coming through this doorway. But now, it ain't for access. Is there anybody there? She's going to try and push it, but it won't come open. What's on the other side? Let's see if I can recognise where we are. I know exactly where we are. I know exactly where we are. I'm going to peek through this hole and I'm going to show you exactly where we are. So if I zoom in for you,
let me out.
That there, that building there, don't tell anybody, do not tell this, do not disclose this information to anybody, but that building there is the toilet block at the end of the Llanberis parking area. But shush, shh. I'm going to explore the building in here. I thought there was a way in down here, but there obviously isn't. Now, I'm not going to climb into that window. I'm sure many people have done. I'm definitely not climbing in the window. But we will go and have a little look around the outskirts and see what there is, you know, what angles we can take a picture of. You know, it's all about taking a photo at the end of the day, isn't it, if we can. Even if it's just a record, even if it's just prosperity, just to say you've been here, it's definitely worth a photo. And I think, actually, I'm going to get one looking back down there. So what would this maybe have been for, this track? Let's just see if I can move you over. This is like a channel dug all the way through here, and there's bits of metal on the side of it, but it doesn't look like, yeah, I can show you here. It doesn't look like a track. You see the metal work there? It looks more like an edging plate, you know, a metal edging plate rather than a rail. So yeah, what would that channel there that runs all the way down, what do you reckon that would have been for? Also using the water as a way of trying to get a slightly different look on the photo. So what I'm going to do is take my camera, go down, hold it really, really low, and see if I can get a slightly different angle by using the water as a reflection and getting a different view or a different look at what's in front of us, because sometimes the normal photo is just too simple and not as engaging, not as interesting. I mean, it's there, but if you can just get a slightly different look on something or put something in front of it that stands out a little bit, get a bit more of an engaging shot. Now we've got water over there and a bit of wood to try and get across this gully. Let's see if we can get across it. through the water. It's a bit wet, and dare we climb across there, because if I was to walk across that bit of wood and slip, it's bloody deep. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether I should be. Yeah, okay. We're done. Question is she coming across it? Probably not. There's definitely an echo in here, isn't there? You can use your stick. You could always use your stick, but please don't fall in. It is 4 inches.
It's just like that.
It's the thought of actually, yeah, landing in that, so please don't land in it. Okay. We're safe, we're over. And now this is probably, this bunker bit we're in now is probably actually where they kept them. Oh, it's dope. It's dope. Oh, there's a door. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Let's have a bit of a nose, see if I can... I don't think it's anywhere that I can get anything more interesting with a photo. I think it is pretty much what it is. Some big holes in the wall with graffiti and lots of slop on the floor. So I don't really think I can get any better shot than when we were up on the top there, because up there looking down into it really gave some interest, but looking out of it doesn't really, because you get a lot more sky, and it does look wet and a bit muddy, and I'm not sure I want to get my feet covered in this sludge when I've got to get in the van. So yeah, maybe just a couple of record shots, I wonder if I could do a pano. Yeah, maybe we'll have a look. I'll step back a little bit and see if we can get a pano done. Does it need a pano? That's the question as I'm standing here looking at it. No, I don't really think it's going to do it any justice whatsoever. Polarizer, yeah, polarizer does, because obviously it makes the ground look a bit darker, but I don't think I'm going to gain anything from anything. So yeah, just a record shot, just to show you what's here. I suppose we better climb out. We came in there. We didn't. If I knew the way out or in, then I'm not sure quite where it is, but right, that's it. Done. I think I'm going to take a photo, one more, as we try and find the way out, and then yeah, I think it looks better looking in. Come up on top of like that bunker area, and I'm looking back down into it now through the trees and out. I think this is probably one of the better shots, because you're getting a real vast open scale of it all in front of you. And yeah, I think that's probably about it. I don't think I can do much more. If I do find another angle or anything else, I'll put it up at the end after I finish talking, but I think that's it. 2 secret little locations, one very much more a secret location, 2 places that you shouldn't really be going to, and if only I could find a way in, I'd have probably had a look and shown you. But yeah, what a shame there was no way in. So yeah, till next time, I'm going to say goodbye, ciao for now, see you soon, and yeah, like and subscribe, maybe give us that thumbs up, and let us know if you enjoyed the pictures, and also tell us about those polarizer shots, with, without, which one you kind of prefer, can you see the difference and all that sort of thing. But yeah, from the secret World War II bunker, or whether it is a secret, it's probably not a secret, it's on Google Maps at the end of the day. Ta-da! See you soon. Good to be out, good to have fun. And all I've got to do now is try and find that way out.